Hey, what's up, guys? So Dejounte Murray was just traded a couple seconds ago to the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm gonna make a video about it. I've had this thumbnail made for like a week, so I'm excited that it finally happened. So let's get into the video. Dejounte Murray going to the Hawks. I love the move. I love the fit. I love everything about it for the Hawks. And actually, I like it for the Spurs too. Most of this video is just going to be talking about the Hawks, but I do want to mention the Spurs. They are going all in on the rebuild mode. I don't think that they're trying to win, and they traded Murray, so it makes sense. And I mean, when you have a guy that people are touting to be the next prospect like LeBron, like hype wise, it makes sense to go all in on the tank. And so their pick's going to be more valuable because they're not going to be very good next year, especially without Dejounte. Now, let me talk about it for the Hawks side, because this is what majority of the video is going to be about. The Hawks, they were weird. So two years ago, now the playoffs, they went on a run to the Eastern Conference Finals, got eliminated by the Bucks, and they were like, okay, you feel good about this team. So now, then they go in and they weren't as good. Teams seemed to struggle. And obviously they lost in the first round. So when you look at the Hawks team, you got your guy. You got your guy that can lead you to a championship. That's Trae Young. All right. Now you need that secondary guy that helps that first guy, especially with his weaknesses, and can be that secondary star, that secondary scorer. And now they want it to be John Collins. And I just don't think John Collins is that guy. I think he could be a third guy. I just don't think he can be the second guy. Now, who could be that second guy that's up on the market? Maybe Bradley Beal. Yeah, but I don't think Bradley Beal really enhances Trae Young's ability. Now, it's just there's not many guys on the market that can enhance Trae Young's ability. You know who can is Dejounte Murray, and that's what he will do, in my opinion. Hey, I might look back on it next year and hey, you're wrong. Well, okay, I don't care. I can live with being wrong, but what Trae Young does for Dejounte Murray and what Dejounte Murray does for Trae Young, I think that they will mesh perfectly, especially in what I'm calling positionless basketball that we live in now. I mean, LeBron's playing point guard, LeBron's playing center. We live in positionless basketball. And as much as you want to say 2 point guards can't work, yeah, they can. I guarantee you, especially with two guys that will mesh as good as I think Trae Young and Dejounte Murray will. Now, the thing with Dejounte Murray and the Spurs and why his time is coming to an end is because Dejounte Murray's not the number one guy that's going to lead you to championship. Now, who the Spurs are probably looking at, Victor Wembanyama, yeah, he can be that guy. But I don't think Dejounte is. I think he's a secondary option, or at worst, a third option. Now, what's Dejounte's weaknesses? He's not a great shooter, and he's a good offensive. He's an improving offensive weapon, but he's also not he's not to the point where he needs to be yet to be that number one guy. Now, what's Trae Young's weaknesses? Defense, just straight up defense. I mean, I can't think of anything else besides maybe. Besides maybe like rebounding, but I'm not worried about that. So Trae Young, defense. Dejounte Murray is a great defender. He's a pretty good playmaker that you can put alongside Trae Young, and he's gonna help defense when it comes to playoffs. Like, obviously, it's going to help in the regular season. I think the Hawks are going to be a good team in the regular season, but I think this will really come into effect in the playoffs because teams will target Trae Young with switches and try to get them on their best offensive weapon because Trae Young's not a good defender. But with Dejounte, you can help switch him on to whenever Trae Young gets switched on those guys, you can get him on there and get Trae Young to whoever you want to let have an offensive day. So I think it's a really good trade for the Hawks. Now, they did give up Danilo Gallinari, who really didn't do much, to be honest. And I don't know how many picks it was. It was multiple first-round picks. Now, I think the Hawks did this right. And we're gonna have a video when the Knicks do whatever they're about to do, because I think they're doing it wrong. Dejounte is a all-star. Yeah, he had to come in because someone's injured. He just still deserved it no matter what, because he played so well last year. Dejounte was an all-star point guard, and he's just only getting better. I think he's only 25, so he can still build with Trae Young. And I just think the way and they're looking to trade Collins and Capella. It'll be interesting what they will do, because to see what the starting lineup is, maybe they go after Rudy Gobert. I mean, DeJounte Murray's still one of the best contracts in the league. So maybe they go after Rudy Gobert, or they just let Onyeka Okongwu eat. I was so high on this man, and I just want to see him eat, because I think he could be really good. I think he was like my 4th overall prospect behind LaMelo, and then Tyrese Halliburton. Those were my top 3 in that class. And I think I had Onyeka Okongwu at 4. And I just want to see this man eat. I think he could be very good alongside Trae and DeJounte. I mean, I want to see me. And Capella is a really good player. And if they keep him, I wouldn't be mad. But I just really want to see what they have in Onyeka. And fortunately, he's been hurt and just really hadn't got many minutes. So it's going to be interesting what Collins and Capella go, because I think Capella could stay. I just don't think John Collins will stay. I think that bridge is broken. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I love this trade for both sides. If I had to give it a grade, the Spurs would get an A, and the Hawks would get an A+. I mean, it's a win-win for both sides, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll see how it goes in the future, but I think it's a win-win. They get future picks and a contract to match, and then they get a point guard to help, or point guard. They get a guy that can help them win now. And after that 2 years ago, that Hawks run, you're still trying to win now, even though y'all didn't play as well to start the year last year, and it kind of put them behind. So y'all let me know if you're a Hawks fan or a Spurs fan, definitely let me know in the comments what you think about this trade. If you are any other fan, just let me know your thoughts on the trade. Let me know what you think is going to happen with both these teams, and I'll see you later. Thank you.